All right, good day everyone once again. So it's a pleasure having you in our channel. So what you're watching right now is a full continuation of our full hatchery video. These are live practical session we carried out in NYC camp, and this pipe you are seeing us holding is what we use in producing our incubation net. Some people like using rope, but the reason why we use the pipe is that the pipe helps the incubation net to suspend on the pond, so that it will not be on the floor. It will be floating on the surface of the water, thereby enabling the fertilized eggs to be getting good oxygen for proper hatching. So this is just a demonstration section. You can see practically we have to guide them to get it done. Then right now we are producing saline water, so I teach them how to improvise, and what we are doing is we use a sachet water and two sachet water and a level of takeaway spoon, teaspoon, to make our saline water. So we have to break this thing down so that these youths can learn how to improvise and get good results. So if you don't want to use 2 sachet water, you can use 1 and use half, which is just what we did right now. And if the reason why we are using the sachet water is that sachet water is equivalent to 50 cl, and 50 cl is equivalent to half a liter. So if you want to use 1 liter to produce 1 liter of saline water, you can get a normal water from your borehole or your well, 1 liter of it, mix it with a level, not 11, I mean a level of teaspoon that salt. So I don't want you to be confused. So when you pour the salt on it, you just level it and we get it done. So what are we trying to explain to them? Before you can hatch, you need to check your male first to be sure that your male have a viable testis before you can remove the egg. Then this bowl that we're holding is where we'll be stripping the egg. So before you strip, you must ensure that you clean your eggs. I mean the bowl you'll be using to collect the egg, so that it doesn't have trace of fresh water, because once fresh water touch the egg, it can affect the potency. So somebody will be holding that one while we get the testis. The reason why you don't strip the egg before collecting testis is that if you now find that the testis is not potent and you have stripped, before you could get another testis, the egg may have issue, so it may have lose the potency or coagulate. So what we are doing now is to get the testis, and it's a practical work. So how do you know that the testis is viable? When we bring it out, you look for the milkness. So looking at this testis that we brought out, when you look at it critically, I don't know if you can see it, but the testis we brought out was milky. So you know, while doing your hatchery, you need to make sure that you handle your fish well with people that have experience or someone that is strong. So but nevertheless, this is a practical section, so we are expecting the best, but not really the best, because almost all of them are learners. They came to the class to learn, and I also use this opportunity to inspire you watching this video. You can partner with us to get your community trained. You can register for our online training class to learn more. So these are things we have put in place to help people, and I'm so happy with this youth. They are full of life, so eager to learn, and indeed a lot of them benefit from this program, and they are promising to practice what they have learned. So after collecting your testis, the next thing we do, we preserve it in saline water. When I mean preserve it, is not to leave it in saline water for a day or 2 days. You just for the time of carrying out this exercise, so it will either remain in saline water or in tissue paper. So right now we want to strip. Stripping is the process of collecting the egg after it undergoes what we call latency period. Latency period is the time it takes for the egg to ripe, to ovulate properly after injecting it either with pituitary gland or the artificial hormone ovulin, overprint, overtide, or anyone available. So if you have missed out our collection of pituitary, we have so many of the videos. Even this one we are actually uploading all the practicals we carried in camp, so you can fall back to the one you have missed and watch and learn. Okay, so what we are doing, we are trying to move around so that almost everyone can have a view of the processes involved in collection of the eggs. So because this is an interesting section, they are also anxious, so curious to see, to learn. Okay, because these are graduates that after their 1 year of service, they'll be taking care of themselves. Either they're employed or they create a job for themselves. Okay, so this is nice. So after stripping, the next thing we do is fertilization. And fertilization can be done in two ways: wet or dry method. So the dry method, you cut the testes directly on the egg, but I encourage them to use the wet method, which to me is more effective. You cut the testes into your saline water, and while cutting, you cut the part that is milky to get the milk. The milk is what we call the milk. In human we call it sperm. So we mix it with saline water. That is what we're actually going to use to fertilize this egg. Okay, so this hatchery process is very technical. So it's very technical in the sense that once you are not careful, a little mistake you make can jeopardize all the process. All right, I'm actually demonstrating dry method, but I told them that testes will not go round except you now introduce saline water there. Then instead of you stressing yourself, just cut them in saline water, which is what we are doing, and you observe the milkiness. If the testis is watery, no need of you stressing yourself, get another meal. But if it is not watery, when you cut it in the saline water, you will discover that it's full of milk. And once it's full of milk, that means it's ideal. It's very good for you to use. Are you learning something? So after watching this video, I'm equally expecting you to give it a try. You can try doing this by yourself, okay, or you can as well register for a mentorship class so I can guide you. So we just introduce the testes, the milk. As the milk meets with saline water into the egg. Now at this point, fertilization have not occurred because the saline water content will not allow fertilization to occur until it's neutralized. So what we're going to do, we have an improvised hatchery pond that we created in camp for this exercise. So we are going there now. So what we're going to do now, you can see inside the pond that pipe you are seeing there contain an incubation net and there's water, but because of the pond is white, you may not be able to see inside very well. So it's like the water we have is not enough, so some persons still add more water to increase the volume of water. Okay, so you can see they are trying to adjust they are pouring more water to take it up. So this exercise